CNBC-TV18 Weekender.
Welcome back. You're watching CNBC-TV18 Weekender. We're in conversation with ace photographer Dabboo Ratnani. Dabboo, you know, your annual calendar is nothing less than a carnival in Bollywood. You've been doing this for what, 16 years now?
Correct.
How did you come up with this idea and why decide on a calendar?
Actually, it started off in 2000. The whole world was talking about Y2K, you know, so the whole buzz was the year new millennium, and so I thought about it and I said, what better than, you know, something with dates to gift out. A lot of people are doing diaries and various things to give out for the new millennium. So I said I'll put a date pad and choose 12 of the pictures that I've done for these. I started in 94 and it was 99 December when I was planning this. So these last 4-5 years of work, I'll just put together 12 pictures and I'll send it out to people. I'll print 1,000 copies. I was also new, so I thought that, you know, like people in the media, the magazines that I work with, the producers, directors, actors who I work with, I'll send 1,000 copies and relatives and friends. So I printed it just a one-off thing, you know, and the reaction I got was tremendous because people had not seen, like, I never received a calendar with, first of all, 12 actors in it, you know, and, you know, and like people say, you don't understand what the value of this is because who can afford to get 12 actors in a calendar? So then that's what hit me, you know, I said, wow, okay. So you have to continue this. The reaction was that then from 2001, which was in the year 2000, I actually started shooting for the calendar. And I started doing exclusive pictures which I had not released, only for the calendar. So 2001, 2, 3, 4, then I did from 1,000 copies, became 1,200, 1,500, then 2,000, 2,500, and it kept on increasing to 5,000 copies now.
So 12 months, 24 artists, how do you decide who goes onto your calendar?
About 18, 19 of them are pretty constant who've been there in all the calendars, like, you know, Ranbir, Mr. Bachchan, Hrithik, Abhishek, Arjun Rampal, Ash, Priyanka, all these girls have all been there in most of my calendars. Then the balance 4-5 we just variate to kind of add, you know, newness and just change the list a bit. Otherwise it would be the same 24 that I keep working with.
How do you come up with concepts then? Because as you mentioned, about 18 are constants, and I see a lot of lovely pictures in the studio as well. So how do you really come up with concepts? How do you make them agree to do this differently?
This is one space where we get the chance to, you know, experiment and do whatever we want. I think it's similar with the actors because they do, you know, commercial work and do their photo shoots for brands and stuff through the course of the year. But this is one space where we all get a chance to have fun and experiment, you know. So I think as much as I am excited, even they're excited to try something different and new. The inspiration can come through anything. Like many times I just walk and I'm on the road and I'm thinking of, I see something, or I'll see a taxi and somebody sitting on top of a taxi. So I put Hrithik on top of a taxi once. You know, there was a shot where I did with Shah Rukh where he's wearing this tuxedo shirt and you know, almost going to a premiere of his movie on a bicycle which belongs to his gardener, you know. So I think of bizarre things that you don't see, and then we go to the other extreme where it's really classy, very sexy also. So keep making them do different things. So the last 3-4 years visual looks different every year that you see Shah Rukh in the picture, or Mr. Bachchan, or Abhishek. And also what happens with that is it keeps me evolved. You know, I feel that I'm constantly thinking how to outdo my own work. You know, your own work is your own competition, you know. So I feel that keeps me really excited, and that's what keeps the fire going.
So take us through some 2 or 3 interesting photo shoots that you've done. One
with Abhishek, where I had done him as 11 characters in one picture. You know, and where it's a film set. And he had to shoot, you know, all the characters and change outfits every time. So he is the actor. He is the guy who's holding the boom. He is the cinematographer. He is the spot boy. He is the makeup man. He is the light man. He is everything, you know, in different big, small, and doing all kinds of things that you see everybody doing on set, you know. So it's one frame caught like as if he is in different spaces. I think that was a very interesting idea. Then there was a shot of Hrithik where you know, he was wearing a suit and reading a newspaper and falling into the pool. So that was to catch him midway while he's falling into the pool, and he had to hold the expression constantly,
Yeah.
where he had to actually kept reading the paper and focusing on that point and fell at that and had to shoot it at the same time. So he did it once.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he wore the first outfit and he had carried equal amount of changes, 7-8 changes, so that in case he'll just dry up and quickly
Yeah,
get into the
yeah.
next outfit, and we didn't need any of the outfits because we got it in the first take itself.
Wonderful. You also conduct a lot of photography workshops. Now, is this a conscious effort to give back to the trade and also a chance to perhaps interact with the upcoming photographers?
Yeah, I've done actually 7-8 or maybe a little more, maybe
Yeah.
10 workshops in my life where it was mostly with Nikon in the last few years because I was a part of the Nikon team. So they're not really basic workshops. They are more to do with a little more advanced and a little more about the business and, small queries that these photographers have where they don't know who to ask, So I feel, it's good to give back, and try to help as many people as possible. I'm not from a photography school, so I don't give them technical, what I don't follow and what I don't know, I say I trained for someone with 4 years and then I learned a lot of my own at work, So I feel that they also enjoy it because it's more candid, it's more real, rather than how a photography school would
Yeah.
teach you about the technique, about aperture, about exposure, I give them a little more fun way of teaching.
Time for a short break, but don't go anywhere as we put him on a quick rapid fire round when we return. Stay tuned.
CNBC-TV18 Weekender.